Canterbury and the cathedrals that followed it seemed to float heavenwards, infused with colour and light. Within a generation of Gothic appearing in Britain, it had developed into an innovative native style. Where the French built high and austere, in England Gothic would turn into something rich and ornate, often dramatic, sometimes fantastical. At the cathedral in Wells, the Gothic style came to be used in a wholly new way. Every year, on Palm Sunday, the cathedral building itself became a stage set for religious ritual.
Dressed in their most magnificently embroidered clothes, the clergy formed a great procession which would head towards the grand west front. Clouds of incense surrounded them. They were about to take part in a piece of sacred theatre, reenacting Christ's entry into Jerusalem. "Lift up your heads, O ye gates, so the King of Glory can come in," they chanted in Latin. It was the architecture that answered back.
For behind the West Front, with its 176 life-sized painted statues, the builders had created a space for a hidden choir. The statues seemed to sing out the response across the cathedral close.
For a few brief moments, architecture, sculpture, and a kind of sacred theatre had fused. And this church in the English West Country had become Jerusalem itself.
Medieval cathedrals revelled in these kinds of dramatic effects. Colour was everywhere. Walls were whitewashed and painted with patterns and sacred scenes. Carvings brought to life with paint. Columns polished to look like precious stones. And perhaps the key innovation of Gothic, huge windows to allow the light of God to pour in. Filtered through richly stained glass, stage lighting for the theatre of Gothic. The spectacular east window of York Minster was designed by John Thornton of Coventry in the 15th century. It tells the story of the creation and the end of the world,